What's up, y'all? What is going on? I just wanted to make a quick video on something I finished building this past Saturday. I'm really happy with it, and here it is. I built an AR from El Scratcho. It's a Palmetto State Armory lower receiver, Phase 5 upper receiver, Phase 5 tactical upper receiver, and all the rest is Tapco, chrome lined 1-in-7 twist barrel on it with the fixed, semi-fixed front sights. They got roll pins. Everything else is Tapco, except for, I didn't catch, I forget the brand of the quad rail. Free floating quad rail. They came with these kind of flimsy, cheesy little rubberized hand grips. And then this is an MOE forward grip, or vertical fore-end grip. And this is a ProTac light with, it's just a, I don't even know what you would call that kind of switch. It's like 250 lumens or 300 lumens, something like that. Might want to upgrade that eventually. But it's just your regular saw style hand grip, no compartment, and a 6-position adjustable stock. Yeah, I did this all for way cheaper. It's all quality, really good parts for way cheaper than if I were to have bought one at a sporting goods store. The sporting goods store around me sells the M&P Sport. It's the M&P Sporter. I forget if it's Sport or just Sporter. For $7.50 with no forward assist and no dust cover. And I did this all completely said and done, minus the accessories, minus the flip down rear sight, and I'm gonna get optics for it and stuff, but minus this, minus the upgraded fore end. I could have just got a really cheap, the regular M16 A2 style fore end, minus this, minus the light. I did it for like under $5. So I mean, you're talking $5. You're talking like, that's the MP Sport is a pretty cheap one, and if you were to get any better one, you're talking $9. So you're saving like half, $9 to $1,000, and then anything else a little better than that, it's going to be like $1,200 to $1,500. But anyway, when you build it yourself, when you build your own weapon, AR, whether it be AR15, AR10, you know, whatever you're building, you save a lot. Also, it's fun. You save a lot. It's fun as hell. You just got to get tools and stuff, which I'll go over and I'll show you the tools I had to buy. Fun as hell. And you get it exactly how you want it the very first time. You don't have to buy a $750 M&P Sport with the shitty ass rail on it, or handguard with no rails. You know, you're gonna have to buy a rail, and then no forward assist, no dust cover. If you wanted to keep the lower, you'd have to buy a different upper. And it's just, you know, you get it exactly right the very first time, and you can pick where you want to spend a lot, and you can pick also where you want to not spend. Like I went with this just basic hand grip, pistol grip, but you know, I could have went with a $120 one or more. You know, I could have went with a $250 stock, but I went with the cheap one because it's what I wanted and it's all I really needed. So yeah, you can save a lot. Real quick, I'm going to get some things and I will show you what I needed to build this. Alright, decided to hold the camera up, because it was kind of a shitty angle. But, yeah, there it is. You know, you can spend whatever you want on accessories, but you can have a very good base platform for under $5 if you build it yourself. And then anything else you want to put into it, you do it exactly right the first time. You don't have a giant pile of parts that you paid for originally, but you already didn't want. It just seems like such a waste. I mean, you could sell them, but it's going to be less than you probably paid for, compounded in with the price of the weapon. But this is what you need. This is like your absolute bare minimum of what you do need. This is pretty much your, it's called an armor's wrench. This is for the stock, the castle nut stock. Flash hider, this is for your barrel, and then some other things. But this was like, I think this was $20, made in USA, really solid. And then that's about all you really do need. This is very, very helpful. You almost couldn't do it without this, but I mean, with normal blocks of wood and some figuring some things out, you could be able to do it. This just keeps it nice and level in the vise for torquing your barrel on with this end of the barrel of the armor's wrench, and it fits in there real tight. These lips sit on the edge of the vise, and it makes it way easier to put the barrel on, and the gas tube and all that jazz. Now you can get, for like $10-20, whatever, you can get, it's a vise block that goes in and snaps into your magazine release, because the magazine release is the first thing you put in your lower. So then you can have it nice and level there on the vise, and flip it around in the vise and move it and stuff with the magazine vise block locked in to the weapon. But I just did it with it resting on a table, and then I used the vise a little bit with a little piece of wood to hammer some of the roll pins in, but they go in pretty easy. Another thing that I did get was a carry handle sight, just in case I ever wanted to run it. It wasn't much, in case I ever decided not to run an optic. And I like the cool classic look of, the M16 style look. And yeah, so I got this. The optic I want to run is probably going to be an EOTech, but that will be a long time to save for that. Some of them things are like more than what I paid to build that. So I don't know what I want to do with that. Maybe I'll just go with a quality red dot for now. The magazine I got is one of those Elander mags. They're made in Israel. It's what the Israeli army uses. It's their standard issue 5.56 30 rounder, and it's solid steel. I'm eventually going to get some P mags and some Magpul. I'm eventually going to mess around with different styles of mags, but first I want to run this for it, to break it in and see how this magazine runs. This was like $10. See how this magazine runs, and if it runs good, why change it? Probably just buy a bunch of these. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just going over, how you can spend a lot of money, wasted money, and then waste more money on things that you wanted in the first place and knew you weren't getting. Or if you just want to have a cool project. And then also, the nice thing about building your own AR is you can do it over time. It's not all at once, $600, $700, $800, all at once. You could buy the lower receiver one paycheck, upper receiver one paycheck, barrel and gas tube and fore end one paycheck, go with the stock and do all the furniture one paycheck, buy a light one. You can just spread it way out, and then you don't even You don't even feel that you bought a gun as expensive as it is. So that's a really good aspect of building your own. But there she is, AR-15, not an M4 like I had in the Army. That would have 3-round burst right here. Yeah, Palmetto State Armory Phase 5, and pretty much Tapco everything, minus the accessories. Can't wait to take it to the range, get it all sighted in, throw an optic on there eventually, and have a pretty kick-ass battle rifle. Oh, I did want to touch on the vertical foregrip for a second. The reason I have it where it is here. Let me see if I can do this. It's going to be difficult. A lot of people don't like when people have their vertical foregrips so close to the magazine well. They'll say, why don't you just grab the magazine well if you're going to bring it in that close for a tighter pivot. But the reason I have this, and I feel you should always have a light. You should always have a light. It's like the same reason you have a condom. I'd rather have one and not need it than need it and not have one. The reason you carry one in your wallet. But that was stupid. I like it because it just gives you, especially with my length arms, you know, it's to each their own. A lot of people have them way out here. But it's just a different, I like this feel of going all the way in like you would with the, you can't even see this. Look at this. I need to get a taller tripod. I need to get one that's taller. But here, you can kind of palm it like that and have your fingers up like that, just like you do with the magazine well grip, but it's just up further. You could go all the way like this, which is really comfortable for me, or you could do this same style up here and get that full length grip. And it's for this reason that I'm thinking of maybe moving my light to one of the sides, because you're kind of on the light like that. But and one more real quick thing about the flashlight is you should always have your flashlight. Some guys put them way far back. You should always have it as far as it could possibly go and still lock in as far as it could possibly go forward, because you're going to be casting a shadow from your barrel. Or if you have it on this side, you're going to be casting a shadow this way. And that kind of gives your position away, and it just casts such a huge dark shadow, and the shadow almost points right to you, so that kind of defeats the purpose. So try to have it as far up. That's why I'm thinking of maybe getting a little under barrel rail or something to give me that room here and still have it out here. Alright, I'm rambling. That's when you know it's time. Yeah. There it is. I'd rather build than buy. So bye.